Well, hello and welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. Today we're gonna be looking over this datacron set 14 information. Don't know why we're already on number 14, but here we are. Kind of feels weird to be this far in. Anyways, so the relic requirements are still gonna be 1, 3, and 5, which honestly is a lot better than 3, 5, and 7 because way less relic mats required to use to get to your characters to the thresholds and all that. But right here, they have a known issue with Count Dooku because he's in both the Separatist and Sith factions, and his level 9 ability depends on which faction his datacron rolls. However, he will not appear as an option for a Sith in the UI, but can still be rolled. So that makes sense. Good job, CG. I don't know how you managed to mess that one up. So the stats. Accuracy is back for whatever reason. We got max health, max protection, offense, health steal, and crit chance. No. At least the max health and max protection isn't a ridiculously high amount. The health steal is really going to help boost up Rey, because Rey has a datacron, but Rey's datacron is rather weak. But we'll get to that in a bit. Offense will help the Sith and Rey and the Jedi as well, because the Jedi have a alignment, not alignment, they have a they have a role, not role, can't think of the word right now. Anyways, gotta zoom in because they keep making these things so damn small. So both sides, light side and dark side, have the same level 3 rolls. They don't really seem to be as potent as the datacron set 13, except for like one roll. So we have whenever allies are evaded by an enemy, the ally gains accuracy up for 2 turns and inflicts evasion down for 2 turns on that enemy, which can't be evaded. It could be handy in some cases. The most potent one I feel like is this one. The first time each ally is defeated, the remaining allies gain 15% offense and 20 speed for the rest of the encounter. Especially in like 5v5, that's going to be really good on offense or defense. In 3s, it'll be less potent, but it'll still be really beneficial. Whenever Dark Star or Light Side allies are dispelled at the end of the turn, they gain potency up and tenacity up for 2 turns. Whenever they resist a debuff, they recover 2% health protection. And then both Light Side and Dark Side allies, they can start the battle with protection up at 20% for 2 turns. So maybe you could do that for like the Jedi for the Light Side one, maybe. Or you might want to do the offense, honestly, because especially for a Qui-Gon Jinn team, that might be beneficial. I'm going to zoom back out real quick on this because I'm pretty sure y'all could read this without it being so zoomed in. There we go, that's a little better. Alright. We got 4 factions here that are boosted. We got the Jedi Resistance, the Separatist, and the Sith. The Jedi one, I mean, they have this one whenever they have 100% health, they have 100% offense, and otherwise they have 100% defense. That's pretty gnarly. At the start of their turn, if they are buffed, they gain advantage for a turn, otherwise they gain tenacity up for 2 turns. So you're on the knife's edge of like if you're going to be getting offense or defense, and advantage or tenacity up. Both are pretty useful. And at the end of each of their turns, they can recover health protection equal to 50% of the amount the enemies recover that turn. The first time they drop below 50% health, all allies have their cooldowns reduced by 1 and gain 10% TM. I don't know which one you would want for a Qui-Gon Jinn team, honestly. Like, I don't know which one would be better. Probably one or the other would be good, but There's also the no revive cron. Whenever an enemy is defeated by a Jedi ally, they can't be revived, and whenever an enemy deals damage... Whenever an ally, not enemy, deals damage to an enemy, no enemy's ability block, they inflict ability block for a turn. So there's honestly a nice little selection of like level 6 Jedi rolls. The no revive, the cooldown reduction one is a little nifty. Honestly, probably the no revive and the either 100% offense or 100% defense would be really good for the Jedi, obviously, because why would you not want either 100% offense or 100% defense? And why would you not want someone to be revived if they're killed by a Jedi? So the resistance ones, we've got they have 100% tenacity. They also cannot be defeated until each of them has fallen below 100% health once, so that's annoying, especially 100% tenacity. And if you combine that with a whole bunch of health steal, that's going to be quite annoying, honestly. And the first time they drop below 50% health, all allies just cooldowns by 1 and gain 10% TM. Whenever a debuff is on an enemy that expires, allies gain 2% offense, doubled if the debuff was dispelled until the end of the battle. That one is going to be annoying, obviously, as well as the 100% tenacity crap, but like, you know. And if an ally deals damage to an enemy and no enemy is blinded, they inflict blind. And whenever an ally is critically hit, they gain 100% crit avoidance and 100% critical chance for 2 turns. So, got a lot of options for the resistance. I don't know what would be best, besides, like, you know, the stacking offense one, the 100% tenacity and not being able to be defeated until each of them has fallen below 100% health once. Maybe that'd be good for, like, Zori teams, maybe? And then this one, the crit avoidance one and critical chance, might be really just good overall. I'm not 100% sure because the Resistance and Jedi are not in my wheelhouse because they're light side teams. I know, that's a joke. Yeah, you need to be good and work on all the teams. I know, I'm trying. Alright, now for the Separatists, we have the return of the Trenchcron as well, this datacron set, so. Because you have Separatist allies immune to daze, enemies with Extortion have a minus 100% critical chance of potency. Whenever a non-droid Separatist ally uses a special ability on their turn, they gain Ripasay for a turn. So, yep. And then another Separatist one, a really good one for like, I don't know if this would be good for Grievous or either Grievous or Geo. Sorry, I can't think of the other team. So anyways, at the start of each Separatist ally's turn, they inflict target lock on a random enemy that doesn't already have it for a turn. That can't be resisted. Whenever Separatist ally gains bonus TM, which when they didn't have 100% TM, they gain 3% critical damage stacking for the rest of the encounter. If that enemy is target locked, whenever Separatist allies... Oh, not when. It says if. Sorry. If the target enemy is target locked, whenever Separatist allies use a special ability, they gain 3% max health stacking for the rest of the encounter. So that's probably like going to be your Grievous Cron, honestly, and that'll be your Admiral Trench Cron. The problem is where you're going to put Watt in 5v5s, because if you're stripping Bane away from C, then what are you gonna... Well, you're gonna take Watt and put him in with you're gonna put him in there with the Trench team, or what? Sorry, I'm trying to collect my thoughts as I talk. And at the end of their turn, allies score 50% protection if they're inflicted with at least 5 debuffs that turn. Whenever allies stack at the turn, they have a 25% chance to remove 10% TM from a target. And whenever an ally deals damage to an enemy, no other enemy is blind, you inflict blind. So, honestly, the top 2 are the most potent. Because you only got the Geos, you've got Admiral Trench, you've got General Grievous, so you don't really have a lot of options, obviously, for what to do where. So, yeah. Now for the Sith, the one that's more in my wheelhouse, to say. So, at the start of their turn, Sith allies can ignore taunt, target a debuffed enemy, so the person has to be debuffed to even be targeted. Whenever a Sith ally inflicts a debuff on an enemy, deal 5% max health damage to that enemy, which cannot be evaded. This damage cannot defeat enemies, so that'd probably be good with a Darth Treya team, or basically any Sith team: Malgus, Revan, Bane, C, Vader. Got a lot of options. Whenever enemies are damaged to start a turn, allies gain 2% TM. Not bad. Whenever Sith allies deal damage to all enemies with an ability to grant tenacity up for 2 turns to all allies. That you basically gotta have an AoE that does that, so you can get the tenacity up. Nah, at the end of their turn, Sith allies recover 50% protection if they inflicted at least 5 debuffs that turn. So it's the inverse of the Separatist one. You have to inflict at least 5 debuffs instead of being inflicted with Oh wait, no. It's the same one. I'm stupid, I can't read. They're both the same thing. Oh god. Anyways, whenever a Sith ally deals damage to an enemy, no other enemy is marked, inflict marked for 1 turn, which cannot be evaded or resisted. So, honestly, the mark or the ignoring taunt would be really good. I imagine you can also do some shenanigans with the 2% TM stuff, and maybe the AoE stuff, but like, you know, it depends on what you want to roll. But yeah, now for the level 9 rolls, and There are some oddball ones in here. We'll start with Keller and Beck, and we'll just start from the top, go down. So Beck has an additional 100%, 100,000 max protection for whatever reason. Whenever he uses a basic, he deals initial true damage equal to 5% of his max protection, which cannot be evaded. And if there are no GL allies at the start of his turn, all other Galactic Republic Jedi gain 10 stacks, maxing at 100 of Padawan lessons. So this is automatically a boosted damage output for the team, because isn't Padawan lessons based off of the not Padawan lessons? Isn't the wait, hold on. Oh, for every 10,000 protection Keller and Beck has to start a battle, he gains a stack of Padawan lessons, which gives you 20 defense pin and 5% offense per stack. So, well, you're getting 10 stacks to start with, and for each one, you get 200 defense pin and 50% offense right from the start. That is a little ridiculous. So that'll be interesting. And then Kit Fisto has a really decent one. I'm not even gonna lie. So he has 100% health steal. Like, okay. At start of battle, he grants guard to all other Galactic Republic Jedi allies until Kit Fisto is defeated. Whenever Kit Fisto and all allies have guard, not win with it, they have 100% accuracy and have their health and protection equalized at the start of each ally's turn. So it's kind of like a Chewie and Barris kind of mixture thing, but Barris was just a health equalization, not a protection equalization. Whenever Kit Fisto attacks at a turn, he recovers 20% health and protection and lowers the cooldown of turn the tide by 1. And whenever he uses a special ability, all Galactic Republic allies gain retribution for 2 turns, and whenever he uses a basic, he dispels all buffs on the target enemy. That is honestly quite the interesting... it's quite interesting, I'm not even gonna lie. The problem is, where are you gonna put Kit Fisto? Because if you put him in place of... put him in place in a Qui-Gon team, then what do you... Or if you're gonna go for a Ki-Adi-Mundi role, you can't have both datacrons at the same time, so... And you can't... If you have Keller and Beck worked on, then you're going to want Keller and Beck there because he goes really well with Qui-Gon. So it's like, unless you're going to start like nitpicking and unless you have like a lot of Galactic Republic Jedi worked on, then you can make a lot of teams. But you know, I'm more thinking of like my limited roster of Jedi and what I could pull off. Whew. Okay, Jedi Knight Cal has one. The first time he drops below 30% health, they dispel all debuffs on himself, recover 40% health, and gain a bonus turn. And Ki-Adi-Mundi's is whenever he deals damage. Whenever he damage. God, I cannot read this morning. Whenever he damages an enemy with a special ability, an enemy doesn't have armor shred, you inflict armor shred. Whenever he uses a basic and damages an enemy with armor shred, inflict expose for 2 turns, which cannot be resisted, and gain protection up 50% stacking for 2 turns. So, was it the Bad Batch, like Omegas, that did that a while back? Like, she uses a special to inflict armor shred, and whenever you do basic, she inflicts expose, so it's not bad, honestly. And Mace Windu is whenever he has damage dealt to him, he reflects 20% of back to the attacker as true damage. I can't defeat them, yada yada yada. So, the Jedi do have some good ones. There's some odd ones at the same time. Now for the 4 resistance ones. I don't know if they switched around Holdo's and Rey, because Rey's is the first time she's defeated. She's revived 100% health, gains protection over time 75% for 2 turns, and takes a bonus turn, right? But you look at Amilyn Holdo. She has 100% max health and max protection. At the start of the encounter, all resistance allies and Ben Solo gain foresight for a turn. Whenever she loses taunt, all of the resistant allies and Ben Solo gains foresight for a turn. Whenever a resistant ally or Ben Solo loses foresight, she gains 100% bonus protection stacking for a turn. And while she has taunt, all her resistant allies and Ben Solo have plus 100% critical avoidance and defense spin and 100 speed. That seems more like a Raycron because you keep calling out Ben Solo along with the rest of the resistance. Is it just to cover all your ground because Ben's not resistance or what? But that is going to be the one to go for the resistance for a Ray team. So, and then BB-8 has one whenever he applies 10 buffs on a turn, inflict all enemies with expose for 2 turns, which cannot be evaded or resisted. And then whenever Finn's is whenever an ally uses an ability on turn, he assists limited once per turn, dealing 50% more damage. So you're gonna want that one for the Finn team, obviously. So Ugh. Alright. Now for the Separatists, the STAP has one. Whenever another Separatist ally uses the building against an enemy with target lock, STAP assist will limited once per turn. Whenever STAP uses a basic against a pinned enemy, you gain 2 stacks of overcharge, stacking max at 5 at the end of the turn. And whenever STAP loses a stack of overcharge, STAP gains 10% TM. Basically, if you have a STAP worked on, congratulations, you have datacron now. Admiral Trenches is back, like I said. Non-droid Separatist allies start the encounter with tactical supremacy for 2 turns. Whenever Separatist allies gain a stack of heal over time, they gain 5% critical chance, maxing at 200%. Well, stacks maxing to 200% for the rest of the encounter. Whenever allies gain a stack of protection over time, they gain 5% defense, stacking, maxing at 200% for the rest of the encounter. Whenever Admiral Trench uses a basic on his turn, call allies for say to assist, and whenever Trench shocks an enemy, he gains protection up 25% per turn. And like I said, where are we going to put Watt in 5v5? Is he going to go with C so he can help C do things, or is he going to be put over here with the Separatists to do stuff? I don't know yet. Count Dooku's is whenever he stealths, he gains, he recovers 100% protection. 100% health would have been better because his health recovery is not really good. Geo Spy, whenever it attacks out of turn, they recover 20% health and protection. Not really much to write home about there. Now for the Sith. There's 2 big ones, obviously, Bane and Sidious, but let's start with Bane's. At the start of Bane's turn, all enemies gain accuracy up advantage to Hell Steal for a turn, or until they receive damage, and then you summon a Sith Trooper in the allied slot if it is available, and if there are no other Sith Trooper allies. Darth Bane gains a stack of Siphon whenever he is critically hit. Okay, so that's another way of getting Siphon, because, you know, he needs a lot more help. Not really more help, just more Siphon ways. Whenever Bane uses the Essence of Dominance, also Siphon critical damage. Deceived enemies receive 25% reduced damage. Oh, deal, not receive. They deal 25% reduced damage to Darth Bane. So they really want you to run Bane with C, but no, that's not going to happen. Anyways, Darth Sidious is a solo datacron and is really good. If there are no other active allies at the start of the battle, Darth Sidious gains 200% defense, 200% max health, 200% health steal, and 200% max protection, 100% counter chance and critical chance, and 100 extra speed. He is immune to daze and stun. At the start of his turn, distill all debuffs on himself and reset all cooldowns. So basically, yeah, it's really good. Whenever he uses a basic, he inflicts a stack of damage over time for a turn, which cannot be resisted. And whenever he uses a special, he dispels all buffs on all enemies. So you're getting, if he's spamming that AoE, you got no buffs. If he's doing his basic, you're getting dots. And also his AoE does dots anyways. Enemies cannot assist for attack again if he is targeted. At the start of each enemy's turn, if they have 5 stacks of damage over time, they're instantly defeated. So you're going to be wanting to spam that AoE like crazy. And whenever an enemy is defeated, he recovers 100% health protection. So if only that could just be his kit as a whole. Like, damn, okay, well, maybe not the insta-kill stuff with the dots, but like, God, that's such a good kit. Not kit, good datacron roll for him. Me going for both Bane and Sidious, obviously. Count Dooku's, apparently we cannot get, so I don't know. It says he will not appear as an option for a Sith in the UI, but can still be rolled. So I don't know if Dooku's will be here, but if we can't get Dooku's, it'll be whenever he stuns an enemy, he gains 10% critical damage stacking, and 5%, and not 5, and 5 speed stacking until the end of the battle. And Sass, whenever she gains stealth, they also reduce the cooldowns of their special abilities by 1. So Sass isn't bad, honestly, but obviously Bane, Sidious is going to be the highlighted Sith, Trench, STAP, highlighted the Separatist. Holdo's is going to be the Resistance one. Finn's probably second. Ray's isn't bad, but like, if you're running Holdo in a Ray team, you're not going to be using the Raycron. And in the Jedi, you're going to have to pick and choose on your Jedi teams, obviously. Like, Kelleran's, Kit Fisto's, Ki-Adi-Mundi's is really good. Jedi Knight Cal, not the worst, but it could be better, but... Well, it's a datacron setup, right? And I'm going to have to edit this down real quick and get put out. But anyways, let me know what y'all think of this menagerie of stuff for this datacron set in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. I hope you have a good rest of your day.